We've got more KBA action in the triple header weekend. We're at Rage Arena, where Team Rocket has come to Lake of Rage, and they're causing trouble once again. This time, fortunately for the residents, it's not necessarily with the local Pokemon, it's more with the basketball team that's participating there. But nonetheless, it's Team Rocket, it's Lake of Rage, it's a battle of 3-3 teams, and it's Curtis Coleman bringing you the action. We take a look at the starting five: Meowth, Frieza, Nidoking, Mewtwo, Rhydon, Hitmonchan, Primeape, Raichu, Feraligatr, Gyarados. It's the same lineups they've been using all season. Feraligatr and Gyarados tend to swap around back and forth. Sometimes one of them's at center, sometimes the other is. And you know, one player I could see really standing out in this game is Red Gyarados. He obviously was brought to this Rage by Team Rocket, canonically speaking, so we'll see if Red Gyarados decides he wants a legacy game. Meowth starts with it on the outside, gives it off to Rhydon. Both teams are coming off a win, hands it off to Frieza. And both teams had wins over pretty big rivals, as Frieza's jumper, no good. Rebound by Feraligatr. For Team Rocket, it was a huge win over Pallet Town. Getting that win over Ash gotta feel so great as Feraligatr finds Hitmonchan, picks up where he left off. He had a team high in their upset win over the Goldenrod War Turtles. Yes, the Lake of Rage was the only team so far this year to defeat Goldenrod. Meowth's gonna be blocked. Rebound, they can't put it home. It was right on in tight. Gyarados passes it up. Primeape finishes. 5-0 early on for Lake of Rage. Likely the favorites in this game. Just coming off a much more impressive victory. They're also at home. Like I said, that Gyarados has that extra ammo to be great. Frieza for 3. That's good. Frieza's shot, always ugly. But nonetheless, still not bad. Frieza's shooting 46% from 3 on the year. Primeape on the other side gives it to Hitmonchan. Hitmonchan gets a screen. Hitmonchan, step back 3. That's out. Rebound to Nidoking. And one thing you got to watch out for, Hitmonchan's inefficiency. Hitmonchan, known for being a shot chucker, nearly cost him that game against Goldenrod. He was the leading scorer. He wasn't good in that game, though. They nearly lost because of him. Frieza to Mewtwo for 3. Good! And there you go. Team Rocket takes the lead 2 minutes in. Primeape dribbles it out up against Frieza. Gives it off to Hitmonchan. Hitmonchan's got the type advantage, so they probably will be going to him even more. Although Meowth, a great defender. Raichu for 3. That's no good. He's taking on Nidoking. Nidoking's got the type advantage in that area. Mewtwo finds Meowth. Meowth against Feraligatr. That's an interesting matchup, and it ends about as you would expect. It's blocked by Feraligatr. Meowth grabs his own rebound, though, working his way towards the outside. Meowth finds Mewtwo. Mewtwo to Nidoking. 7 on the shot clock. Nidoking dribbling on the left side with his left hand. Finds Meowth. Meowth still covered by Feraligatr. Gonna be blocked again. Feraligatr says, no way, Jose. Feraligatr takes it the other way, taking on Frieza. That takes a few rolls before falling. Timeout called by Team Rocket. And already, Feraligatr going to work. Feraligatr is having an incredible season. The second best big in the KBA this year, hands down. And I think we all know the best Gyarados, but Feraligatr has been unreal. I believe it was a 15, 16, and 7 stat line against Goldenrod that won them the game. That is probably the single best game we've seen this season. Meowth's 3 is no good. It's rebounded by Raichu. Here comes Feraligatr. Kicks out. Gyarados for 3. Got it! There you go, Red Gyarados. Expanding his arsenal against this hated rival. Frieza over Primeape. That's blocked. And already a block party for Lake of Rage. I mentioned, I guess I haven't mentioned this yet. I normally have mentioned by now. Lake of Rage, key to this game, easily the rebounding. They dominated Goldenrod in rebounds. That's why they won that game. And, frankly, Team Rocket tends to struggle with rebounds. They don't have particularly good bigs. But guess what? The other team, Lake of Rage, absolutely does. The 3 from Nidoking doesn't fall. Rebounded by Red Gyarados. Here comes Feraligatr. Feraligatr finds Hitmonchan. Hitmonchan's going to pull up. That's no good. Rebound by Nidoking. Now in Team Rocket's most recent win over Pallet Town, they had 11-1 in terms of steals. So that's going to be the key for them, forcing those turnovers. Team Rocket obviously pretty good at stealing, so shouldn't be the tallest of tasks for them. Frieza's going to drain another 3. Great start for Frieza. 6 points already. Meowth dribbles it. Apologies. Primeape dribbles it forward. Primeape's going to pull up. Stop. Shot over. Rhydon falls. Primeape's got 4. Back and forth we go. Both teams kind of just establishing of game flow. So we've seen 3 threes from Team Rocket already made. Mewtwo inside against Feraligatr. Finds Rhydon. Gyarados was all over it to say no to that. It's going to go out of bounds. Remain Team Rocket ball, but Gyarados, a big statement early as Wobbuffet sets to enter the game. Red Gyarados has the KBA League high with 7 blocks in a game this season and ranks in the top 10 in blocks in the league. Frieza gets it on the outside off the feed from Mewtwo. I always thought those two would get... Apologies, that's Jigglypuff. Mewtwo takes it. Mewtwo over Feraligatr. That's blocked as well. My goodness, Feraligatr having his way with the Team Rocket offense. Feraligatr over Mewtwo, gonna be fouled. Get a trip to the free throw line. Feraligatr, I mentioned, my pick, probably the second best big in the entire league this season. He's averaging 12 points, 10 rebounds, 2.7 assists, 0.7 steals, 1.2 blocks on 65% from the field. Those aren't godly numbers, but the efficiency is what's really bringing him over the top. And I mentioned had an insane game against Goldenrod. And I'll find the stat line right now that helped his team pull off the upset. $15 points, 16 rebounds, 7 assists, 7 for 13 shooting. That's the second most assists in a game this season. Feraligatr's second free throw is no good. He made the first one, and an alley-oop on the other side. It's Majin Buu who puts it in on the board. And it's 13-11. Here comes Arcanine dribbling it out. Finds Feraligatr. Slowing down. Lobs it up to Gyarados. Gyarados against Wobbuffet. Wobbuffet had 2 blocks in his season debut. He's going to find Arcanine to Feraligatr. Gyarados over to Primeape for 3. Got it! Primeape's got 7. What a start for the fighting type. Majin Buu on the other side. He's going to find Frieza. They put it up. Going to be fouled by Primeape. Now, this matchup makes sense to me as Frieza would have the advantage. I always imagined Frieza to be a psychic type. Obviously, being a character and a different IP, it's not really a typing kind of situation. But nonetheless, Frieza will head to the free throw lines. Frieza is averaging 13 points, 0.8 rebounds, 1 assist, 0.5 steals, 49% from the field, 46% from 3. Very solid numbers for a volume scorer. Still leads the team in scoring this season. Makes the first free throw up to 7 points. These two shooting guards going at it. A good duel so far, each with 7 points apiece. As I'm going to take a look at some of the leaders in three-point percentage playing in this game. Coughing for Team Rocket is shooting 75% from 3. That's tied for second best in the league. Mewtwo is 9th at 61.5% from 3. And Entei, the only player in the league, the only active player in the league yet to miss a 3 with at least 2 attempts. Here's Arcanine. Gonna find Houndoom in the post. Houndoom over Frieza. That's no good. Rebound by Frieza. I mentioned in their last game, Frieza's kind of really the royal of scoring and doing not much else. Kind of been a score and then under a point and assist. Had 4 assists last game. That was a season high. So perhaps making me eat my words a little bit. Here's Houndoom on the outside against Frieza. Gives it off to Entei. Entei against Coughing. Entei to Houndoom. Houndoom waits, swings it. Marshadow puts up a tough shot. They got it. Nice shot from Marshadow. And Lake of Rage leads by 5. Here comes Jigglypuff. Jigglypuff had their way with Ash and the gang in the last game. Drew mustaches all over them, I'm certain. Red Gyarados with the rebounds. Going to take it up. He's going to find Entei. It's not a great pass behind Entei, but he regroups. Entei against Frieza. Entei dribbling it towards the inside. Reach and foul called against Frieza. 8 on the shot clock. That'll reset it to 14. With a minute left in the opening quarter. Lake of Rage leads by 5.
Second team.
Marshadow going to inbound the ball, looking for someone. He's got Arcanine at the top. That's exactly who they're going to find. Arcanine to Entei. Entei to Marshadow. Marshadow in tight, can't get it to go. Rebound by Wobbuffet. Now Wobbuffet, really one of the only players in the entire league where I'm absolutely certain I can refer to them as he. Mainly because of the gender difference in the Pokemon. The other ones I do my best, just kind of assume it's he. Natural way of speaking, I guess, but Frieza, try to use they. And Wobbuffet is obviously a he. As I mentioned, that was my lesson on respecting pronouns, I guess. Here comes Frieza against Arcanine. That's blocked. Rebound goes to Gyarados. Red Gyarados taking it up, finds Entei. Entei breezes by Majin Buu. Gonna be fouled. Entei will head to the free throw line. Neither team has been particularly efficient in this first quarter. Entei will get a chance to increase that efficiency perhaps a little bit. 4.7 points a game, 3.3 rebounds, 1.5 has been very solid off the bench. One of the best bench players, the best bench player on this team right now. 0.3 steals, 1.5 blocks, 47% from the field, 100% from 3. Entei has been their best player in certain games, but really what this further highlights is just kind of the entire room of bigs on Johto's Lake of Rage. Probably the best room of bigs in the league. I mean, if we're talking power forwards and centers, best center room in the league is Celadon, but I mean, when you're talking power forwards and center, these guys can play both at the 4 and the 5. They also have Groudon out there. Red Gyarados has been playing so well, though. They haven't needed to use Groudon just yet. But these guys have always step in and always tend to control the flow of the game, regardless of whether or not they're winning or losing. Entei's going to make the second free throw. 1 point. 19-13. Here comes Frieza. Frieza against Houndoom. Frieza waits. Shot clock is off. Frieza's just going to wait. Frieza's going to wait out the clock. Saving for last shot. Gets a screen. Illegal screen against Wobbuffet. As Houndoom draws it, goes down. And with 5 seconds to go in the quarter, Lake of Rage gets it. Entei inbounds it to Arcanine. 3 seconds. Arcanine flings it off. Marshadow, no good. That'll do it for the opening quarter, though. Johto's Lake of Rage, a fantastic start. Especially defensively, which is strange considering they're one of the worst defensive teams in the league. Regardless, they lead Team Rocket 19-13 through 1 quarter. Stick around. We'll be back. We're back at Johto's Lake of Rage, where Team Rocket is not faring nearly as well as they did in Pokemon Gold and Silver. Not that they fared particularly well there, I'm just saying they're faring even worse right now. They're down 19-13 to Johto's Lake of Rage through 1 quarter. And the charge is led by an unexpected hero, I guess. That's Primeape with 7 points. But really, it's been a team defensive effort that's leading the way. We're underway in the second quarter. Arcanine finds Houndoom. Houndoom to Entei. Entei dribbling. Entei waiting. Entei finds Arcanine, who gets free. Gonna be fouled by Nidoking. Arcanine's averaging 4.3 points, 0.7 rebounds, 1.5 assists. 0.3 steals and half a block a game, 55% from the field, 57% from 3. Much more efficient than Hitmonchan, and I've been advocating for Arcanine to play at certain points. I said in the last game, if Arcanine was playing, this game would have been a 10-point victory in regulation. Hitmonchan just decided he wanted to take all of the shots in the world.
2 shots.
First free throw is good. Take a look at how Lake of Rage got to this point. They started things out with a 58-57 win over Rock Tunnel, which in hindsight doesn't look that great. Then a 1-point loss to Celadon City, a loss to the Kanto Embers, and then a win over Central City. Remember, it's again probably the most iconic game of the season where the final three was made by Vegeta. It was just too late because Piccolo passed it inside the 3-point line. They proceeded to lose to Pallet Town and then beat Goldenrod, which is really confusing. Either way, they sit at 3-3 on the year right now. Here's Mewtwo on the outside for Team Rocket. Gets a screen. It's going to stop when he had a wide open shot. Zoroark for 3. That's good. They needed that one. That ends a pretty long scoreless drought. And it's 21-16. Houndoom. He's got Arcanine. Arcanine thought about shooting. Simmers down. Step back 3 now. Got it! Arcanine drains it. He's got 5. And the lead is up to 8. Here comes Jigglypuff. Finds Wobbuffet. Mewtwo. On the outside, finds Jigglypuff. That jumper's good. Jigglypuff has really come into their own on the season. Like I mentioned, coming off their best game of the year against Pallet Town. Perhaps had an extra motivation in that game, which probably makes sense as well. Groudon is going to find Marshadow. Groudon. And think about this. How many teams have 2 legendaries coming off the bench? And 3 if you count Arcanine, who's, literally the legendary Pokemon, as Houndoom's going to make the bucket. Anyways, the point is, Lake of Rage is, on paper, is really stacked. They just need to find a way to put it together, and the problem is, they're very stacked at a very few positions, I guess, is really their problem this season. As a timeout called by Team Rocket, it's an 8-point lead for Lake of Rage. As I mentioned, they're putting it together in this game. They look really strong, especially defensively. I mentioned their defense hasn't been their strong suit this year. Jigglypuff spinning towards the outside and is going to step out of bounds. We all saw that coming because Arcanine played some good defense and had that covered off. And Team Rocket's a team that started out much stronger than they feel right now. The fit is there. Like, in all honesty, this is probably the best fitting team in the entire KBA. You look at all these players and you think, yeah, they belong on Team Rocket. As Raichu's 3 won't fall, rebounded by Mewtwo. They're racing forward. It's Zoroark against Primeape. Type advantage to Primeape for sure. Mewtwo gives it back to Zoroark. Wobbuffet against Groudon. Nidoking, alley-oop, swatted away by Arcanine. Great play. Stretch pass. Here comes Raichu. That's going to be blocked by Nidoking. Nice chase down by Nidoking. Nidoqueen looking proud. Or maybe some other emotion. I'm not really sure. I mentioned earlier this year, Nidoking is quite literally the median player in the KBA, which isn't ideal considering there have been more bench players than starters in the league. And Nidoking has started every game. Arcanine. That won't go. Rebound by Wobbuffet. Zoroark. Stops. Pulls up. 3. Got it! Never mind. It's just a long 2. Zoroark has 5, though. That's second on the team. The shooting guards are showing up right now. Other side. Primeape. Got it! Primeape says, anything you can do, I can do better. I have the type advantage anyway. Primeape's got 10 in the first half, and it's 29-20. Here's Jigglypuff against Arcanine. waiting, looking for someone to pass to. Arcanine playing some solid defense on the outside. Jigglypuff going with the handles, going up for the shot. Gonna be fouled by Arcanine. Jigglypuff will head to the free throw line. Jigglypuff is averaging 4.5 points, 0.4 rebounds, 2.4 assists, 0.4 steals, 0.2 blocks, 30% from the field. Not ideal, but I mentioned coming off their best game of the year. And that was against Pallet Town. I mentioned the extra motivation that would be to beat Ash and the gang, the team that always falls asleep when they're putting on their performance. Jigglypuff had 10 points and 5 assists in that game. A really strong outing. Jigglypuff will make the first free throw as Rhydon entering the game. Jigglypuff's got 3 now. Second free throw. Also good. Jigglypuff with 4. 29-22. Primeape. Dribbles to his right. Pulls up from 3. That's no good. Feraligatr wide open. Puts in the rebound. Feraligatr's got 5. And Feraligatr picking up where he left off. An illegal screen called against Mewtwo. It's another turnover for Team Rocket.
That's his second personal foul.
I mentioned the turnovers would be absolutely key for Team Rocket to come away with the victory. Not to mention, Lake of Rage struggled with turnovers against Goldenrod, but right now, the Johto team is really controlling in that department. Primeape goes to work against Zoroark, knows he has the type advantage, and finishes with ease. 5 for 7 shooting. Very impressive performance from Primeape so far. Here's Jigglypuff at the other side. Does a bit of a spin move to get away from Arcanine, but not by much. Finds Nidoking. Nidoking drives right by Raichu. Shot over Raichu will fall. Nidoking's on the board. Timeout called by Lake of Rage. Not sure why. You're up by 9. You're really dominating. But I guess they're talking things over. To be fair, we're about halfway through the quarter. And so far, Lake of Rage has scored 14 points. Team Rocket has scored 11. In the first quarter, that's almost as many as they scored in the first quarter. Lake of Rage scored 19 in the first. Team Rocket only scored 13, so much better offensive production in the second. Hitmonchan drives and finishes right away. The bench says it wouldn't be me on the court without me taking a shot. It's going to make it up to 5. Hitmonchan, the leading scorer in the KBA. Guess I kind of abandoned going through the stat leaders, but I will get back to them. Jigglypuff finds Rhydon. Rhydon to Nidoking. Big Jigglypuff behind the back pass. Over to Zoroark in the corner for 3. That's good. How about Zoroark? 8 points. That's a team high. Second on the team is the other shooting guard, Frieza, who has 7. Rhydon on the outside finds Primeape. Don't leave Primeape open. Primeape has cooked you all game. Primeape, Raichu for 3. That's in and out. It's rebounded by Jigglypuff. Here comes Nidoking. Nidoking stops, pulls up, hits the jumper. Nidoking's got 4, and it's a 6-point game. Out of that timeout now, it's Team Rocket that's playing well, despite obviously Lake of Rage being the team that called it. Here comes Hitmonchan. Alley-oop attempt. Intercepted by Mewtwo. Great snag. They take it the other way. Wide open Zoroark for 3. That's no good. Rebound by Feraligatr. Feraligatr dribbles it up. Gives it off to Hitmonchan. Hitmonchan slows down. Finds Groudon. Groudon finds a cutting Primeape. Primeape nearly stripped by Zoroark. Takes it to the middle. Primeape to Hitmonchan. Hitmonchan gets some space, fakes out Jigglypuff, but won't make the 3. Rebound flies all the way to Primeape. Hitmonchan gets another chance. And you bet he's going to shoot. And he's got it. It's a long 2 on the turnaround jumper. It was a tough bucket. Fair play to Hitmonchan. Hitmonchan's got 7. Mewtwo with the ball. Gets a screen. Mewtwo finds Jigglypuff. Jigglypuff against Hitmonchan. Gets a screen themselves. Goes out for Mewtwo for 3. That's no good. Rebound to Rhydon. Rhydon blocked by Feraligatr. Feraligatr comes soaring in to reject that one. And long substitution taking place, but it goes out on the sidelines, which is crazy. Rhydon will inbound it as Meowth has re-entered the game. That's the other thing. The rim protection on this Lake of Rage team is insane. You cannot score at the rim. You're going to have to shoot threes. And Team Rocket isn't the best three-point shooter in the league. Zoroark won't get it to go. Rebound goes to Red Gyarados. Red Gyarados racing it ahead. Red Gyarados finds Hitmonchan, who throws it down. Hitmonchan's got 9. Second on the team. And the guards for Lake of Rage have outscored Team Rocket altogether. Meowth finds Nidoking. Nidoking back to Meowth. Good defense from Hitmonchan. Majin Buu to Nidoking. Nidoking fakes it a couple times, finds Meowth. Meowth for 3. In and out. Rebound by Gyarados. Red Gyarados finds Raichu. Raichu against Nidoking. Raichu moving towards the paint. Now steps back out. Gives it off to Red Gyarados. Red Gyarados to Primeape in the far corner. Primeape is going to pull up in the mid-range. His shot won't go. Rebound to Feraligatr. Feraligatr fakes a pass under the basket. Feraligatr can't get it to go. Rebound by Majin Buu. Majin Buu takes it up the court. Finds Zoroark. The reverse. Can't get it to go. Rebound to Red Gyarados. Primeape takes the feed. Racing up the court. A spin move over Meowth. Finishes. Primeape's got 14 now. What a performance for the fighting type. Zoroark at the other side. They're down by 12. Might be holding for last shot. 2 seconds separating shot and game clock. Zoroark. Zoroark spins. Zoroark spins again. Over Primeape. Gonna be fouled. Zoroark will head to the free throw line with 4 seconds to go in the half. Take a look at how Team Rocket's gotten to this point. They opened things up with a 6-point win over Mushroom Kingdom. Frieza was named player of the game in that one. And then they lost to Rock Tunnel. And that probably was an indicator of what of this team's upcoming struggles. Only team to lose to Rock Tunnel this season. They then beat Celadon City, which on the other hand, you know what? That's an impressive victory. Celadon City is currently 3rd place in the entire KBA. They then lost to the Kanto Embers. No shame in that. Lost to the Red Hot Central City Saiyans. Again, no shame in that. And then beat Pallet Town to get back on the right track. The first free throw won't go for Zoroark. So the second attempt will come. Zoroark's averaging 2.7 points, 1 rebound, 0.8 assists, 0.2 steals, 0.2 blocks, 37% from the field. Zoroark's got 9 points in this game. That's easily a season high. 2 seconds. Hitmonchan pulls up. No good. That'll do it for the opening half. Team Rocket still unable to score. Lake of Rage's defensive clinic continues. They're up 41-30 at the half. We'll be back. We're back at Lake of Rage, and the fans certainly not feeling that rage right now because Johto's Lake of Rage currently leads 41-30 over Team Rocket right now. I think Red Gyarados is probably pretty happy with the revenge they took in the first half. Holding Team Rocket to just 34% shooting is insane numbers, especially for a team that entered this one of the worst defensive sides in the league. We're underway in the second half. Curtis Coleman on the call for KB on Elite 4 TV. Hitmonchan had 9 points in the first half. You know that's not enough for him. Gyarados will give it back to Hitmonchan. Swings it over to Feraligatr. Feraligatr fakes out once over Mewtwo. That won't go. Rebound goes to Mewtwo. Honestly, the rebounding is a lot closer than I thought it would be. Obviously, that's one of Lake of Rage's main strengths, is Mewtwo's going to hit that shot up to 5 points. 17-14 in favor of Lake of Rage. Obviously, they lead it still, but I thought it would be a lot bigger a difference, especially how Lake of Rage rebounded in their last game against Goldenrod and how Team Rocket has just not been good at rebounding this season. Here's Hitmonchan. Finds Feraligatr. Feraligatr over to Raichu. Raichu along 2. That's no good, but the personal foul will come against Gyarados.
That's his first personal foul.
And it'll be Team Rocket ball. I talked about the top 10 in three-point percentage entering this game. We'll take a look at the field goal percentage leaders. Raichu sits 5th at 64%. Extremely efficient. Feraligatr 4th, 65.4%. Meowth's turnaround jumper, that's no good. And Feraligatr takes it the other way at 5, 6, and 2 in the opening half. Here's Red Gyarados up against Rhydon. Has a 4-time type advantage. Red Gyarados gets it to go. Red Gyarados has 5 now. Enjoying his time on the court right now. Nidoking against Raichu. Gives it off to Meowth. Meowth to Rhydon. Rhydon gives it off to Frieza. Frieza with it. Frieza to Nidoking for 3. No good. Rebound goes to Gyarados. Gyarados to Hitmonchan. Hitmonchan over to Feraligatr. Feraligatr posts up against Mewtwo. Going to work. Feraligatr fakes it once. Feraligatr's going to find Raichu. Gives it off to Hitmonchan. Hitmonchan gets a screen from Feraligatr. Pulls up from 3. Got it! Great screen from Feraligatr. And Hitmonchan makes no mistake. Hitmonchan has 12. Meowth with the ball. He's going to find Nidoking for 3. Got it! How about a connection on the other side? Nidoking's got 7. One of his more solid performances from this season. Raichu finds Hitmonchan. Gyarados in the post. Can't get it to go. It's rebounded by Rhydon. Meowth to Nidoking. Nidoking spins around. Jumper no good. Rebound by Feraligatr. Feraligatr against Frieza. This could be a ugly matchup. It's going to find Primeape instead. Primeape against Meowth. Has the type advantage. It's going to find Feraligatr in the post. Feraligatr backs in against Frieza. Dribbles right around Frieza for the easy finish. Feraligatr's got 7. 51% from the field as a team for Lake of Rage right now. Team Rocket only 35%. Nidoking gives it off to Meowth. Meowth kicks out. Mewtwo for 3. That's good. Mewtwo's got 8. Meowth, the league leader in assists entering tonight. Not sure if it will remain after this game, though. You never know. Not sure how many he has at the moment. Raichu with it. Raichu against Nidoking. He's going to find Red Gyarados. Red Gyarados cycles it to Feraligatr. Alley-oop attempt from Primeape, swatted away by Rhydon. Here comes Frieza. Going to start the other way. Find Nidoking. Nidoking's going to be fouled by Feraligatr and will head to the free throw line. Players in the top 10 in blocks entering this game. All 3 of Mewtwo, Rhydon, and Wobbuffet have 2 blocks a game. That's tied for 8th in the league collectively. And Red Gyarados is 4th in the league with 3 blocks per game. Remember, Red Gyarados started the season on the bench. Eventually, it was kind of realized, wait, that makes no sense. He's kind of our mascot. Nonetheless, Nidoking will head to the free throw line. Averaging 5.5 points, 3.7 rebounds, 1.7 assists, 0.3 steals, 0.7 blocks, 40% from the field, 44% from 3, very solid. And that's kind of the problem. Nidoking's a starter. He's not supposed to be only solid as Feraligatr exits the game. In comes Entei. Nidoking makes the first free throw. Nidoking's got 8 right now. That's tied for a second on the team in scoring. Tied for second on the team in scoring. 4 players on the team combining for 33 points. And that's all but 6 of their points when you think about it. That's not great scoring depth. Nidoking's got a team high 9 now. Here's Red Gyarados with it. Gonna give it off to Hitmonchan. Hitmonchan. Turning against Meowth. Hitmonchan up against Meowth. Meowth hasn't played the best defense so far. Meowth in my mid-season all-defensive first team as Houndoom's 3 won't go. Red Gyarados is there, getting the inside line. Grabs the rebound, puts it in with ease. Really without much competition. Red Gyarados has 7 points. Here's Meowth. Rhydon over to Mewtwo at the top. Mewtwo looking to his right, finds Frieza. Frieza dribbles around Houndoom. Gonna send it inside off the fake shot. Rhydon. It was a great feed from Frieza. Second assist of the game. And Rhydon's got his first bucket. Hitmonchan to Entei. Entei finds Red Gyarados. Red Gyarados. Inside, Houndoom with the finish. Houndoom's got 4 points. And the lead is back up to 10. Meowth finds Mewtwo. Mewtwo over Entei. No good. Rebound by Entei. And here comes Entei. Entei to Hitmonchan. Houndoom. Great finish. A high lay-in over Frieza. Houndoom has 6 now. And once again, the guards continuing to dominate Team Rocket. Meowth, the alley-oop to Rhydon, throws it down. There you go. Are they cooking something now? Can their chemistry get back on track? We'll find out. Hitmonchan with it. Is going to give it to Raichu. Raichu waits. Raichu finds Entei. I wonder if Entei has a bond with Raichu due to, his, the main Pokemon associated with him having a similar name to Raichu and typing, of course. Red Gyarados misses the shot. Other way. Here comes Frieza. Dribbles right around the defenders. Beautiful cut to the hoop. And Frieza throws it down. Frieza's got a team high 10. And Houndoom can only watch in amazement. We all know Frieza had the levitation ability, so not too surprising, but nonetheless an impressive play. Houndoom trying to match it. His mid-range won't go. Rebound by Mewtwo. Mewtwo taking it the other way. Gives it off to Rhydon. Nidoking. 3. No good. Rebound goes to Red Gyarados. And now you see it in the second half. Really the rebounding starting to naturally flow in favor of Lake of Rage, as it largely has all season. Hitmonchan's going to try this shot. That's blocked easily by Mewtwo. Hitmonchan going up against a Pokemon he's got type disadvantage against, and a feed outside, and Frieza's going to drive and finish with the left hand. Frieza's got 12, and it's now a 6-point game. Has Team Rocket made it a game again? We'll find out. Hitmonchan gives it to Entei. Entei to Houndoom. Houndoom over Frieza. That's good. Houndoom ends the brief scoring drought and makes it an 8-point game once again. On the bright side for Team Rocket, they're shooting 41% now, which was much higher than they were in the first half. Rhydon's shot rolls around the rim, doesn't fall. Rebound by Red Gyarados, who really has been all over the glass in this one. Red Gyarados goes inside for Entei. Entei over Meowth. Left-handed shot won't go. Rebound by Mewtwo. Here comes Mewtwo. Gives it off to Frieza. Frieza to Meowth. Meowth going to be fouled by Red Gyarados. Get a trip to the free throw line. Meowth's been very quiet in this game. Enters averaging 10.2 points, 1.2 rebounds, 4.8 steals, 4.8 assists, 1.2 steals, 34% from the field, 27% from free. Very inefficient, but normally, my excuse for Meowth here is Meowth is a defensive specialist. Meowth is often left at the end of the play having to heave up a shot. And that's why his efficiency is so low. Meowth will head to the free throw line. So we take a look at it. Some of the league leaders in steals. Meowth is 5th with 1.2 a game. And I believe that's the only player participating in the top 10 in the league. Some more subs being made. And assists, Meowth sits first in the league at 4.8. Meanwhile, Hitmonchan is 6th at 3.3 per game. In rebounds, Feraligatr, second in the league. The only player in the league actually averaging a double-double. 12 points, 10 rebounds. As Meowth's going to hit them both. Meowth's got 2 points. Rhydon is 6th in the league with 7.6 rebounds a game. Meanwhile, Mewtwo is, I believe, that is 8th at 7.3. Houndoom's going to get it to go again. Houndoom going to work in this third quarter. Houndoom's got 8 points in the quarter, and Lake of Rage is up by 8. Frieza against Houndoom. Gives it off to Meowth. Meowth's wide open for 3. No good. Rebound goes to Marshadow. Marshadow nearly stripped by Mewtwo, but Marshadow's going to take it out. Shot clock turned off. Here comes Marshadow. Marshadow blocked by Mewtwo. Rebound by Frieza. 5 seconds to go. Finds Meowth. Meowth passes it up. Coughing. Won't go, but a foul will be called against Houndoom. Coughing will be heading to the free throw line. Coughing was acquired from a rock tunnel. Probably much happier here with not only Pokemon of his likeness, obviously experienced with Meowth, and other players on the team, but obviously being on a winninger team. Rock Tunnel's the worst team in the league. Coughing, averaging 2.8 points, 0.5 rebounds, 1.2 assists, 35% from the field, 75% from 3. He's going to miss the first free throw. As the free throws have not really been falling as much as you'd expect, just compared to the league average. They shoot about 90% from the line. That's just a rough estimation. It's got to be below that in this game. Coughing, second free throw attempt. No good as well. 2 seconds left. Entei, Houndoom heaves it. No good. That'll do it for the third quarter, though. What a start and what a run Lake of Rage is on. They don't win the third quarter, but man, do they look very close to winning this game. They lead, heading home.
50.
We're back here in the Johto region for the fourth quarter of this matchup between Johto's Lake of Rage and Team Rocket. Johto absolutely dominating right now. They're up by 8, which doesn't feel like domination, but the way they've shut down Team Rocket's offense is mightily impressive. As we're set to enter the fourth quarter, Coughing will inbound it to Frieza. Frieza's got a team-high 12. The shooting guards in this game for both sides are the first and third leading scorers for Lake of Rage and the first and second leading scorers for Team Rocket. So, really a shooting guard's day. Frieza, that's a long 2. That won't go over Primeape. The rebound goes to Groudon. Groudon was in for overtime against Goldenrod, played extremely well. Feraligatr's in the post. Feraligatr over Mewtwo, no good. Rebound goes to Wobbuffet. Wobbuffet passes it out to Frieza. Frieza spins. Frieza's driving. Frieza nearly stripped. Frieza still got it, though. Looking for Coughing. That's tipped away by Marshadow briefly. Coughing's going to give it off to Mewtwo. Here's Mewtwo over Wobbuffet. Gets it to fall. Mewtwo's got 10. Lead is down to 6. We'll see if Lake of Rage can extend that lead once again. Meowth all over Arcanine. And it's going to be Lake of Rage ball. Great effort from Meowth. Mentioned players, or I don't really mention this, but players don't really get a lot of steals in the league. So when a player does, it's pretty big news. 11 steals in the last game for Team Rocket is insane. Almost an unheard of number for this league. But generally, players get steals about half as much as they do blocks. Arcanine pulls up for 3. That's no good. Rebound by Wobbuffet. Basically drove right into Groudon before pulling up. Here's Zoroark. Zoroark's got 9 points. Very solid off the bench. Neither team's shooting guard has been strong. Offense has been strong defensively, but offensively they've all four of them have been fantastic. Meowth's gonna feed it inside to Wobbuffet, his Team Rocket companion, for the bucket. Great keen eye pass from Meowth. Perhaps use that ability. And it's a 4-point game. Marshadow, other side. That's no good. Feraligatr's grabbed the rebound, and Feraligatr's got the bucket. Feraligatr's got 9 now. Meowth takes it forward. A spin move against Arcanine. Finds Zoroark inside the 3-point line. Zoroark against Primeape. Spins towards the outside. Awkward shot. No good. Rebound. Groudon was all alone. He'll grab the uncontested board. Primeape, stretch pass to Arcanine. Arcanine up against Meowth. Arcanine trying to fight his way into the paint. Meowth still guarding him. Puts it up, banks it home. Good finish from Arcanine. I believe that's 8 points. It could be 7. I'm not certain. Meowth finds Wobbuffet. Stops, thought about shooting the wide open 3, gives it to Coughing, blocked by Marshadow, rebound. Wobbuffet to Coughing, Coughing under the basket. Coughing blocked by Groudon this time. Why was Coughing in the paint? Why were they passing it to him? Primeape at the other side. Primeape gets a screen. Primeape's going to drive, stripped by Wobbuffet. Here comes Zoroark the other way. Zoroark's up against Feraligatr. Cuts around and gets it to fall for Zoroark. Has 11 points. Easily a season high. Primeape gives it to Feraligatr. Feraligatr's up against Majin Buu. That could be a match where he eats. Finds Arcanine wide open. Free throw line jumper is good. Arcanine's got another bucket. And now if that's his 10th point, it might be his 9th. That is almost double digits for every guard on Lake of Rage. They've been so strong. Timeout called by Team Rocket. As before this game ends, we'll take a look at the players who are top 10 in the league in scoring. Frieza is 8th at 13.3 a game. Hitmonchan leads the league in scoring by about a point a game, averaging 17, but with 12 points in this one. Perhaps that number's set to go down a little bit. Nonetheless, Hitmonchan will chuck shots at the end of the game. I'm sure his lead is safe. Rhydon gives it to Zoroark on the right. Zoroark looking for Jigglypuff. Jigglypuff getting ignored. Zoroark inside to Majin Buu. Stripped of the ball by Raichu. Rebound goes to Primeape. Primeape finds Hitmonchan, who throws it down. And there you go. There's the league's leading scorer, who's been surprisingly efficient in this game. I'll give him that. Hasn't been much of a shot chucker. It's part of the inconsistent experience of Hitmonchan. One game he'll look like a superstar, top 3 player in the league. Next game you'll want him off the court. Hitmonchan's going to get called for a foul against Rhydon, who will head to the free throw line. Rhydon's only got 4 points so far, averaging 8 points, 7.8 rebounds, 1.2 assists, 2 blocks, 0.5 steals, 52% from the field. 11 blocks in this game for Johto's Lake of Rage. That's only 2 in the second half, so it sounds like a lot, but they've really cooled down as the game's gone along. Not that they're probably complaining. They're up by 10, and their lead doesn't seem to be much in danger. First free throw's good. Second free throw coming from Rhydon. Also good on the second free throw. 6 points for Rhydon. Hitmonchan to Feraligatr. Hitmonchan gets it. Hitmonchan dribbles around Wobbuffet. Shot. In and out. Rebound. Feraligatr's there to put it back. Hello, Mr. Feraligatr. He's got 11 points. And the lead is back up to 10. And it might just stay like this, where Team Rocket gets a bucket And then Lake of Rage immediately gets a bucket back. Here's Wobbuffet. Dribbles around one player. Can he get it over Groudon? He can, but the shot won't fall. It's rebounded by Raichu. Here comes Raichu, now against Jigglypuff. Sends it to the corner for Primeape. Primeape's got a team high 14. Stripped to the ball by Zoroark. Out they come the other way. Zoroark, after wrestling the ball away from the fighting type, finds Jigglypuff. Over to Majin Buu, who throws it down. Lead down to 8. Could this be something? It might be a little late. They're still shooting only 40% from the field as a timeout is called by Lake of Rage. And really, this game has probably not been one that too many players are going to remember if it ends like this. Player of the game, Feraligatr. Very, very solid pick. Elite defensively, you know, as always, really, and elite offensively, just dominant on the glass. Feraligatr's really done an outstanding job. Red Gyarados has also been elite defensively. Honorable mention there. Primeape up against Frieza. Lost the ball. Is going to be blocked by Frieza, and it's a rebound by Jigglypuff. Jigglypuff looking up court. Had Mewtwo wide open. Now slows down. Bounce pass to Mewtwo a little late. Intercepted by Primeape. Here comes Primeape against Frieza. Finds Hitmonchan. Launches it. That's no good. Rebound by Mewtwo. Here comes Rhydon against Feraligatr. Rhydon to Jigglypuff. Jigglypuff finds Nidoking for 3. No good. That rolls around the rim a couple times. Feraligatr's got the board. Feraligatr gives it to Hitmonchan. Hitmonchan's really been free to chuck as many shots as he wants without Hitmonlee on the team, and Rhydon's going to get called for the foul. Hitmonchan will head to the line. Hitmonchan's got a game high 14 right now. Chance to really establish that game high.
At the line for Los Angeles, number 7.
Hitmonchan is averaging 17 points, 1.3 rebounds, 3.3 assists, 0.8 steals, not terrible. Actually quite strong, 0.5 blocks. But the efficiency, 38% from the field, 36% from 3. That's not what you want out of volume scorer. Anything over 40 is probably a little more tolerable, but 38% is one of the worst marks in the league. Groudon heads to the bench. They're up 9, and once again, I mentioned this game is just kind of Lake of Rage taking a lead and then just never really giving it up. Bucket for bucket, bucket for bucket. I don't think the lead's even grown. I think the largest lead they've had's got to be like 14 at most. And it's been like that for the entire second half, really. Frieza. Over Primeape. That's blocked. Rebound to Rhydon. Rhydon's jumper's good. Rhydon's got 8. The lead is at 8. Here's Hitmonchan. Crosses up Jigglypuff. Gets some ISO action. Going to be fouled again. Another trip to the free throw line coming from Hitmonchan. And he's going to increase his scoring average just like that. He's probably feeling pretty good about himself now that he knows, if he makes these free throws, of course, but typically players tend to be automatic from the line. First free throw from Hitmonchan. 70 to 26. Not 70 to 26, 70 to 62. Is good. Hitmonchan's got 17 now. Will maintain his scoring average at least. And increase his efficiency, which will probably garner less hate from me, but most importantly, get him in a much better spot to make the All-Star game, which is coming up 2 games away. We've revealed the theme. It's Kanto versus the world. Hitmonchan would be representing Team Kanto. And Hitmonchan's got them both. Hitmonchan's got 18 now. Here comes Frieza. Dribbles it up the court. Crossover against Primeape. Tries flipping it to Primeape. It's dropped. Nidoking gets it. Nidoking's on the outside against Raichu. Finds Jigglypuff for 3. No good. Rebound. Feraligatr punches it over to Hitmonchan. Now they're just going to take their time. This game is virtually over. Team Rocket could do absolutely nothing offensively as Feraligatr spinning around, gets it to fall. Feraligatr's got 13, then increases his scoring average on the season with that. Feraligatr still getting the player of the game honors for sure. Jigglypuff for 3, no good. Rebound for Red Gyarados, but a strong game for Red Gyarados for sure. Really been the anchor of this defensive side, him and Feraligatr. They have both really shown Team Rocket who's boss. Red Gyarados called for the illegal screen. It'll be Team Rocket ball, but some subs being made. The bench is coming in. It's a 12-point game. It's virtually over, and you can see they're throwing in the towel. Jigglypuff dribbles it up. Jigglypuff racing up the court. Knocked off the ball. Corner 3 for Zoroark. That's no good. Rebound to Red Gyarados. Finds Marshadow. Marshadow getting some minutes late. Like to see that. Gonna be fouled. No, gonna do the fouling. Against Coughing. I believe they kicked Coughing. It's gotta hurt. Jigglypuff dribbles it up against Hitmonchan. Jigglypuff finds Zoroark. Zoroark turn around, fakes the shot. Bounce pass outside to Coughing. Here's Jigglypuff, back to Coughing. Coughing for 3. Got it! There you know it, Coughing. 75% shooter from 3, up to 80% with that shot. In the final seconds, Hitmonchan will dribble out the clock. Lake of Rage. Looks dangerous right now. Not only do they get back-to-back wins, but they get an efficient Hitmonchan. They win this one, 74-65, your final, and improved to 4-3 on the year. What a performance. What a strong and controlling victory. Really, that's the word to describe it. Commanding. They took the lead early. They never gave it up. And because of that, they improved to 4-3. Team Rocket falls to 3-4, probably hoping to find a little more offense in the future. But we've got one more game. That'll be tomorrow on Sunday. That'll be Pallet Town taking on Lavender Town. But until then, for all our friends at the KB on Elite 4 TV, I'm Curtis Coleman. Thanking you for joining us. We'll see you next time.